you discover your power to handle your life, your strength in handling life with exercise, action, building your muscles, finding out you can cope with things, you can do things successfully, and your diabetes gets better.
Even people who are on insulin injections every day?
Yeah. They can gradually reduce the insulin and sometimes stop it altogether. Particularly, of course, if it's adult onset diabetes. It's much easier to cure. It's really easy to cure that with proper diet and exercise.
Proper diet, exercise, and no fat.
Yeah, fat is worse than sugar.
Fat is worse than sugar.
Yeah, fat is worse than sugar. We get to that with Jupiter.
Insulin is
Yeah. Venus for sugar and Jupiter for fat are great benefics. And how they can do us in if we overdo them.
So that, how would you say that hypoglycemic problems in a chart when Venus is squaring?
Any kind of conflict involving Venus, Taurus, second house, or Venus, Libra, seventh house. Plus, Jupiter can contribute to it, as was just pointed out, because fats are also involved very often.
I thought Venus always was blue.
That's fine. It's a good enough one. Yep. Okay, now remember, you can't look at a chart and say this person's going to have this problem, because there are always many different alternatives, and if they handle it on a psychological level, they don't get the physical problem. But what you can do with astrology is go backwards. You have this problem, this is why at the psychological level. So I will not diagnose anyone, but if they have a problem, I will be glad to consider the problem and tell them what the psychological roots are of that problem so they can deal with it on that level. Yeah.
I have had hypoglycemia, I suppose I'm out of it. But I can't tell if it's
It's probably there somewhere, but we can look at it later if you like.
okay.
But any form of letter 2 and letter 7 and letter 9 in conflict aspects typically is a mixture of Venus-Jupiter, because Jupiter wants it ideal and Venus wants it pleasant. And there's an awful lot of life that's not ideal or pleasant. And so then there's frustration. And if you can postpone your pleasures, enjoy the journey towards the ideal, fine. If you have a sense of confidence, your own power to go for the ideal and to get there eventually, fine.
I know a couple whose husband had cancer, but he was healthy up to about 60.